Studios presents Common Censored. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Common Censored.
It's your boy Truck Fit Dre.
And I'm Lord Sterling, and it's a beautiful Saturday, 64 balmy degrees in Arizona, where I am not. It's cold here in Connecticut. But I still have the flag to keep me company, so that'll keep me warm. And I got my Ron Paul shirt on today, vintage from back in the day, the Revolution. Oh, it's still the Revolution, baby. You know, he said famously, "I believe there is a revolution going on," and we've seen the fruits of that since he lost, but his momentum carried right over into Trump, and Trump was like a rogue wave, you know, where the ocean's normal and the waves are regular, and then something just weird happens. Yeah, and they all combine.
Wave out of nowhere. Yeah.
Towering up. And it's like, we really do live in amazing times, dude. Just being able to witness this and to see everything that's going on, you know, it's a blessing and a curse, right? May you live in interesting times. And so that's us today. All right. It's episode 13. We've got a lot of interesting stuff. Operation Earnest Media, Hezbollah declaring war on the United States. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard the speech by Muhammad, whatever his name is. The thing that bothered me was when he said basically that there are resistance fighters already in the country, which we know. And if this war spreads to a regional war, which could lead to World War III, then those resistance fighters will be activated. Excuse me. So, kind of worrisome. No tracking on who these people are. People have just came by the droves. We gotta get something figured out. We really gotta get something figured out as a country. As a country, as far as securing our country and making sure that, you know, we could rid the people who will cause us problems as soon as possible. Like, there needs to really be some mass deportations.
Right. And I got an idea, you know, like, we're sending all this money, like billions and hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine. And, you know, we can spare $80 billion of gear and weapons for Afghanistan. Fuck it. Just leave it there. You know,
just leave it there.
It's easier to just leave it there. President Trump. He's like, are you insane?
And
President money.
And you just so you take a plane, you fill it with fuel, you fill the plane up. I don't want a single bullet, a tank, a gun, nothing. I don't want to leave nothing.
Dogs, dude. They left dogs. These people are pure evil. But, you know, like that famous Alex Jones rant where he's talking about how Magellan is cooler than Justin Bieber. And he's like, these people want to shatter your mind with Michael Jordan and Justin Bieber. It's pure evil. You know? And that cracks me up every time. Yeah, so Hezbollah is going wild over here. Why don't we check out a minute of this and see what he's up to.
Signed or unsigned?
Good. Yeah, this is that book I was talking about. You can get it signed.
Great Awakening. Yeah.
Yep.
This is an emergency alert. The leader of Hezbollah, who reports directly to the Ayatollah Khomeini in Iran, in the Islamic dictatorship, the Islamic Shiite dictatorship, has declared war on the United States, and it said that the United States is behind everything Israel is doing. Now, whether you think that's accurate or not, it doesn't matter. War has been declared upon the United States and the people of America by Hezbollah, that is sock puppeting almost all the other Islamic terror organizations. And they have millions of people in Europe that are military-age men, and hundreds of thousands that are military-age men in the U.S., and they are saying they're preparing to attack us.
All right, so I totally forgot to actually say my point that I was leading to by talking about how we can spare all the money to Ukraine and everything. How about we just send every American citizen like a level 4 or level 3 vest and an AR-15? How about that? We know that Hezbollah is everywhere. They're all riddled throughout our country. Hamas, they're, you name it. MS-13, we've been infiltrated by millions of ne'er-do-wells. So if we can send all our gear and everything to everybody else, how about we send it to us, right? Send every citizen a bulletproof vest. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, our law enforcement, if you look on social media and you just watch some of the news clippings on a daily basis, from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest, especially if it's liberal states, you can see that our law enforcement is stretched extremely thin. So when it comes to fighting insurgents within our country, then I think that would be a really good idea, but we know it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So the best thing that we could do as communities is we could band together. We could make a call list and say, hey, if you see something wrong, we're going to call each other. We're going to take action. We're not going to do anything illegal. Possibly we can get, 2 or 3 cars on this person or on this person's vehicle and follow them around until we can get law enforcement to come there and properly vet them and, hopefully take them to jail and get them up out of our country. We as a country and as communities have to band together because, law enforcement can't do it all. And unfortunately, a lot of our troops are being sent over to the Red Sea and then to the Middle East to take care of an issue that we shouldn't be a part of. But hey, they just agreed to send $14 billion over there, right?
Yeah.
There's one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you guys have logged into your bank account, you have seen that the ACH transfers, which have started on Thursday. If you get paid Friday, they usually start to transfer on Wednesday or Thursday, right? So it will be deposited into your account Friday morning. Well, if you logged into your bank account like I did, you would have seen that the ACH has had a problem. They said it was due to human error. That's how they're going to push the AI on you, right? But what's funny is 2 days before this happened on Wednesday, they just announced they're sending $14 billion. So let's just say that, there's, and everybody gets paid through ACH transfer, whether it's an NBA player, an NFL player, an MLB player, whether it's a real estate agent getting his monies for selling a home, whether you're getting a direct deposit or whatever the case may be, it's all ACH transfers. So let's just say we had 400 billion in ACH transfers that were supposed to go through Friday morning and they didn't go through. What happens to that money? That money stays in the system. And what do the banks do? They don't tell you this, but they collect interest on that money. So how about we won't have to print any money. We'll just stall all of the ACH transfers. We'll collect interest on about $400 billion to $350 billion over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and we use that interest to send over to the country to where we shouldn't be fighting the war over there. That's not our business. If you want to send humanitarian aid, that's fine, but we shouldn't be spending another $14 billion over there. So how about we just hold the money through the ACH transfers? We allow the interest to collect, and then we send that interest money over there, and then we pay out our dumbass citizens. How about that?
That's so twisted. Damn. That's next level.
Allegedly, I'm not saying this is what happened, but if you connect the dots, bro, it just makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. Okay, they're complaining about us printing money. Okay, well, we can't print any money. Well, how can we use some deferred transfer interest rate money? It's just like if you've ever did an order with Walmart, right? You know how they have the Walmart app to where you can make an order and they go pick it up, or you can go pick it up yourself. If you miss that time window and they haven't filled that order, and say if you want a refund, they hold your money for 10 days. What do you think that they're doing with that money? That money is collected interest for those 10 days. That's another way for them to profit. So the same thing that they did with these ACH transfers, I'm telling you guys, they collected interest on this money and they sent it overseas, bro. It only makes sense. It only makes sense because if this was a human error, they would have been able to fix it. This was a directional on purpose error. This was not a mistake. It wasn't. Allegedly. Now, I'm not gonna. Let's not make me out to be a crazy person. Just do your research and you make it make sense. I was talking to my significant other about this last night. A light bulb struck in her head. You know what I mean? But a lot of times she ain't trying to hear that shit. She's like, okay, well, what can we do about it? Most thing we can do about it is stay informed. But these are some of the tricks and the tactics that our own government is using against us. And we have to be proactive and we have to talk about it. Start to get your money out of these banks.
Dude, that's that another form of that economic warfare, economic conquest. We talked about just printing money in general, but like that's, and how economic conquest is so effective because it's just right over most people's heads. That whole angle you just mentioned was right over my head. Like I've never considered that before. So that's pretty crazy.
Hey man, credit unions. The best thing about a credit union is if there's an ACH transfer, the government doesn't collect that interest. No, it's not like these other banks. Your account as a credit union account actually collects that interest. That's the difference between banking with the credit union and these Wells Fargos and these key business banks and these Bank of Americas and these US banks and these Chase banks. It's a huge difference. Find a local credit union. Yeah, find the local credit union, transfer your money into there, get all your money out of these banks because we don't know what they're going to do, bro. Also, if you can put it into, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me say that first and foremost.
Right, and we're not giving financial advice.
No, we're not. We're not. We're just saying these are alternative options if you want to protect your money, and if you just go into the bank and you withdraw money, you might get a roadblock because they might call you the T word, terrorist.
And I recommend getting junk silver, like I was just telling you yesterday.
Oh yeah, junk silver.
Yeah, pre-1965 U.S. coins. I like to keep, a certain percentage of savings in precious metals because they're basically inflation-proof. So they can, the more dollars they print, the more gold and silver stay the same value, basically.
Exactly.
So you can protect your wealth instead of having it eroded. Junk silver, what they call junk silver, is pre-1965 U.S. coins. You can buy it in bulk at spot price, which is a really good price for silver. Usually, if you're buying bars or something, you'll get spot price and like a fee because the bars are made by these mints and everything like that. That it just costs a little bit more to take a 1,000-ounce bar and turn it into a bazillion 1-ounce bars or whatever.
Bars, right.
You buy the coins, you get them for spot price. They're U.S. coins, so they're recognizable, they're trustworthy. In a collapse type scenario, it's easy to trade. You can get 90% silver if they're pre-1965, and then from 65 to like 70, they were 35% silver, I think. So you can get different grades of silver. So you can have small fractional amounts, like dime-sized chunks of silver, and you can use them for smaller purchases. It's one thing that, you could buy like a gold bar, right? Everybody loves gold. Gold bars are great. How are you going to buy a loaf of bread when you have an ounce of gold?
When you have an ounce of gold bar, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, even Costco's right now, and they're selling out quick. They're selling 9 ounces of gold bars, bro, that is backed by, that they're selling it for like $1,900 a bar. You know what I mean? Ooh. But they also have smaller coins that they're selling. But it's just these particular coins are extremely hard to break down and barter in small pieces. So if you want to do the junk silver thing, I was looking into it. Bro sent it to me last night. I was on this like money trip last night, and then all of this stuff just hit my head when they paused the ACH transfers. And then I just started thinking, like, what can they do with that collected interest money? You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. My bad. We went on a soliloquy.
Yeah. So protect your assets, people. Protect your assets. Okay. So let's jump into our next little topic here. I thought this was interesting. Alex Jones just started a new show. He combined forces with Steven Crowder a couple months ago. Alex, he joined Mug Club. And
Edward, what's up, bro?
Yeah, what's up? And so he now is on Mug Club, and they released a trailer for his Friday show. He does a weekly show on Friday, and it's Mug Club exclusive. You can go to jonescrowder.com to sign up for that. You get access to the Alex Jones 2.0 show, and then all of the Mug Club Steven Crowder content. Yeah.
Let's go.
So Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this trailer because it plays into our main topic of this segment. What's up, Edward? This
Yes,
is
sir.
pretty crazy. How the CIA steals your reality.
Your
Probably gonna get a
reality.
commercial here first for some.
In modern warfare, our military leaders are finding that words and ideas are highly effective weapons.
In the course of the past 30 years, it goes beyond your wildest imagination. The extent to which the CIA has gone to manipulate public opinion. Total control of the human will.
U.S. repeals propaganda ban, spreads government-made news to Americans.
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections?
Oh, probably.
It was the CIA this time that got involved in the 2020 election with those 51 former intel agents who talked about the Hunter Biden laptop as total Russian disinformation.
Biden secret email.
A really fishy story.
Obama quietly signs the Counter Disinformation and Propaganda Act into law. That's 2016.
I
They may
mentioned
be
that
related
one.
to a foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence.
Foreign intelligence.
Foreign intelligence operation.
If we don't do that now,
CIA.
though,
I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole.
Trump's State Department uses taxpayer dollars, Facebook fact checkers to fight misinformation and propaganda.
And it all goes back to Operation Mockingbird, which was started back in the 50s. Psychological operations. There was a congressional hearing back in the 1970s that uncovered that the CIA was paying reporters to plant stories and also gatekeep.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
And we would pick out a journalist. I would go do the briefing and hope that he would put the information in print.
You know, last week, the Associated Press announced, so did Reuters, that they're now going to have domestic propaganda with the CIA and Defense Department targeting the American people.
Reports of possible illegal activity by a local militia group appears to have spurred law enforcement into action. John Gleason has our story.
They are attempting to keep the general mind in a subconscious state and to program the subconscious so that the subconscious will control the conscious, and to where the public will never wake up to just how out of control obvious the tyranny has got.
It's not right.
Like
And
2012, Alex
It's
Jones.
just nonsense.
Screw your freedom.
To establish the target audiences for any military psychological operations, all functional groups must be checked and their reaction to the military establishment determined.
Yo, can you get that camera off us, sir? Sir, can you get the United States first? All right, but you can get that camera. I'm saying get the camera out of my face.
Remember, it's targeting unconscious people that are not aware of the psyop.
And religious leaders. Each will have a perspective that is peculiar to his own particular group.
The clergy would help the government with potentially their biggest problem, us.
And the clarity's been intensifying. The evidence has been overwhelming. But the point is, it's the depth of it.
This is a classic example of the right-wing media machine.
Brian Stelter. So, boom, the Alex Jones Show 2.0.
I've not been this excited ever!
That was when he joined Mug Club. They did like a big event and had a bunch of speakers and stuff come out, and Jones was pumped. It was really cool to see him happy,
Awesome.
especially after, the takedown of his operation, the attempted takedown and the big fines and everything. So, yeah, the CIA is up to some crazy stuff, and it plays into our topics today, which will begin with Mark Dice, who was featured in that video talking about Project Mockingbird, and that is involved with this video of his as well, but let's take a listen here.
Power of the mainstream media, and everybody knows to some extent the power of the mainstream media and its ability to shape public opinions. Many are aware that the pointless information that they present to the masses as if it were something of importance is designed to create a self-fulfilling prophecy and try to give the appearance that it is actually important, as well as the complete blackout and non-coverage of issues that should often be the top story. But adding to the confusion is the fact that prominent members of the conservative mainstream media who claim daily to be fighting the deep state never actually scratch beyond the surface of partisan politics and never address the true power structure operating behind the scenes. Instead, these hosts will focus on partisan issues, many of which are of little significance, and they'll never address key issues such as the Bilderberg Group, the Bohemian Grove, or Operation Mockingbird. Intelligent people have varying degrees of suspicion that the U.S. government is in bed with the American mainstream media, and anyone who monitors the news with discerning eyes can quite easily identify specific stories and strategies that are being used to persuade and intimidate the population. For those who want evidence of such manipulation, one needs to look no further than the findings of a Senate Select Committee in 1975, which confirms this has occurred for decades on a scale larger than most people could imagine.
Just props to Mark Dice for doing the best job at compiling all the information about Project Mockingbird and the CIA's intervention domestically into media and news.
Through their investigation, it became clear that such a program was developed in the 1950s for the purpose of persuading American and foreign media, as well as to use the media as gatekeepers to prevent certain information from being published and reaching the masses. It's called Operation Mockingbird because a mockingbird repeats what it hears, songs from other birds, just like the media outlets repeat what they hear from their handlers in the CIA. In 1948, an espionage and counterintelligence branch within the CIA was created for the purpose of spreading propaganda, engaging in economic warfare, and giving assistance to underground resistance groups to engage in subversion against what were seen as hostile regimes. And later that year, Operation Mockingbird was established with the goal of influencing domestic and foreign media. Philip Graham, the owner of the Washington Post at the time, was first recruited to help set up and run the project within the industry and develop a network of assets who were also recruited. In the early 1950s, Operation Mockingbird had influence over 25 different newspapers and wire agencies, and this network of intelligence assets also involved major television broadcasters, including William Paley, the CEO of CBS. Thomas Braden, who was the head of the International Organizations Division, the IOD, which was a division in the CIA dealing with human intelligence services, would later reveal that, quote, if the director of the CIA wanted to extend a present, say, to someone in Europe, a labor leader, suppose he thought this man could use $50,000. He's working well and doing a good job. He could just hand it to him and never have to account to anybody. There was simply no limit to the money it could spend and no limit to the people it could hire and no limit to the activities it could decide were necessary to conduct the war, the secret war. It was international. According to the congressional report published by the Church Committee, which uncovered Operation Mockingbird, quote, the CIA currently maintains a network of several hundred individuals around the world who provide intelligence for the CIA and at times attempt to influence public opinion through the use of covert propaganda. These individuals provide the CIA with direct access to a large number of newspapers and periodicals, scores of press services and news agencies, radio and television stations, commercial book publishers, and other foreign media outlets.
So yeah, I'm not going to play this whole video because I want you to go to Mark Dice and watch the full thing.
Watch the full thing.
Exactly. But we are going to jump forward a little bit to a more directly relevant segment of this video that covers the topic that we're going to be getting into, which is how they intervene with social media specifically. So let's check this part out. Yeah.
Bots.
But then came social media, an extremely powerful way for people to communicate with each other and reach large numbers of people. So the government got to work and set up a new program in order to flood social media with Operation Mockingbird propaganda. The U.S. government launched a program called Operation EARNEST Voice sometime around 2011 using specially created software that allows them to create and manage fake social media profiles or sock puppet accounts of dozens or even hundreds of fake people in order to use them.
Hold on. Can you pause it real quick, bro?
Yeah.
Can you pause it real quick, bro? All right. So, and it's crazy that we're talking about this because me and you, we haven't really talked about the content we're going to cover today, right?
Right.
Let's be honest. Right. I just came on and said, hey, bro, I'm gonna do some stuff with the family today. Let's try to get on early, and then we're gonna do our usual extended episode. But this is how I'm gonna show you that this shit is crazy. So boom. All right, so we're just gonna go to my Twitter, right? So as you can see, that's me and my sons. But let's see, let's go here. All right, let's go to notifications. Okay, now look at all of the people who have followed me recently ever since. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
No, so boom, you can see where she's from, right? All right, but hold on. Let me
I've been
go
getting
to all
followed
of
by
these
a lot of
people.
these bots.
A lot of these bots, bro.
Me
Like,
too.
okay, so hold on. So like this person right here, bam, 38 followers, right? Been on since May 2023. You click on the page, they have one post, nothing else. Let's see. Boom. Okay, look. It's followed you 9 posts, been on since October, just created, literally just created. Literally. All right, another person.
Half of them are
One
like
follower,
text bots, you know.
Yeah, one follower, August 2023, 0 posts. Like, bro,
Zero
and this
posts.
has not happened before. I was actually getting real followers, but ever since we started our show and we've been going extremely hard. That's all like out of 10 followers, like 2 of them would be real people.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like
true.
they're deploying these bots, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're getting deployed big time too, because nobody ever follows me, and
Right.
and all of a
Right.
sudden once we start podcasting, I'm getting like tons of these
All of
things
these
as well.
bots. Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
it's
weird.
like,
So we're not
yeah.
intentionally following ourselves with a lot of bots. It's just happening.
Exactly. It's just
Just
happening.
so you know, we're
Shit's
not paying
weird,
for the
dude.
bots here. But
It's weird,
yeah,
bro.
check this out. Like
I don't like it.
Yeah, he gets into this crazy stuff that's going on here.
To not just post content online, but then create an entire comment thread to create a false consensus around that material, or so that one person could flood the replies of other people's posts in order to steer the conversations and overall appearance of the comment section. They claim they only do this on websites and social media platforms outside the United States because technically, until President Obama amended the Smith-Munn Modernization Act in 2012, it was a violation.
Yeah, totally. Right? How they had
Even that's not
completely
okay.
unethical. Completely unethical.
yeah,
But
exactly.
notice after Musk took over Twitter and he was talking about how the bots are all like a big problem. All of a sudden, the appearance of the conversation completely changed on Twitter, and it went from being a whole bunch of leftist scree, all these like Mark Hamill and like unabashed commies, like getting tons of positive comments. As soon as Elon got in and started combating the bots, everybody's getting ratioed now by the real people that are having the real conversation.
Exactly.
Violation of U.S. law for the military to create or distribute propaganda aimed at our own citizens. But
the Smith-Munn Modernization Act then allowed them to take their international operation and aim it inwards at us. So that's what's happening now. And basically, what we're seeing here is that it's not just being used for news; it's also being used to, what is it that Andrew Breitbart said that famously that politics is downstream from culture, right? So if you want to influence politics, you influence the culture, and that's what we're seeing happening here. We're over here at Bounding Into Comics on Twitter, at Bounding Comics, and we have reports that HBO and Max have created armies of troll accounts to target critics.
Target critics of their movies and television shows. Weaponized identity politics. It's bullshit. It's totally unethical. It's not right. That should be illegal.
Yeah.
And now I don't mind paying $16 a month for X, because you know what? They won't be able to create all these accounts because it's going to take massive amounts of dollars. So yeah, go ahead and charge $20 a month. If you really want to be a part of, if you really want to be a part of something that is about free speech, yeah, charge $20 a month to make it even harder for them to pay for this. This is bullshit.
I'm just worried in that case that people would be like, "Oh, I'm not going to pay," and everybody would switch to some other platform or something. But I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it would make it, yeah, totally. So, moving on slightly, it expands. It's not just you know, HBO and Max that are essentially mimicking this Operation Earnest voice operation, but it goes on to Disney as well. And I'm credit to Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy over there, who's awesome, puts out a lot of good content critiquing modern entertainment. She's
at it again.
So I got this story from Gina Carano, or from Jeremy, talking about Gina Carano, and she's exposing Disney doing the same thing. Let's read what she's saying here. Yeah, Gina, just in case anybody doesn't know, Gina Carano is a famous mixed martial artist, a legit strong, powerful female. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she was in X-Men, and she had this movie Haywire where she's like an action star. And she was in Star Wars, among all these other movies, but she was in The Mandalorian, the series, playing the character Cara Dune. And she posted, beep bop boop in her pronouns on Twitter, and it angered people. And she posted a meme about how, like neighbors would, like little kids, neighbors were attacking neighbors in Nazi Germany. And she said everybody needs to at Mortis_Noctu on X if you're interested. But yeah, she posted this meme about how neighbors were attacking neighbors, and they took it as basically her comparing the leftists to Nazis, and they kicked her out of Star Wars, fired her, launched a big cancellation operation against her. And yeah, she completely just fired her from The Mandalorian, whereas Pedro Pascal, the star of The Mandalorian, openly calls Trump supporters Nazis and has no repercussions against him. And Gina's been super classy about this.
You talking about the dude from London, like the black dude? Who has,
no,
like, the UK accent?
No, different guy.
Oh, okay. Holy shit, bro. So they literally just like removed her from the entire movie. Like, just said, like, you're out of here.
Yeah, they fired her from Star Wars, kicked her off the series. It created a big backlash. Fans boycotted Star Wars. A lot of people just like got rid of Disney Plus. Now when she goes to conventions, she has like the hugest lines at conventions, and she's become like a cult hero for sticking to her guns and refusing to back down.
Bro.
They wanted her to do like a re-education thing with like a panel of 70 LGBTQ people where she's just being berated, and I think she refused to do that. She refused to apologize. She's been classy and hasn't like made a big deal out of it, but now she's been starting to, open her mouth and speak out about it, with that whole South Park episode where they made fun of Kathleen Kennedy, and they turned all the South Park characters into like diverse females and everything. She spoke out about that and talked about how Kathleen Kennedy would like launch armies and tell, she had people telling Gina to unfollow people on social media, YouTube channels and stuff, people that criticized her. But let's hear what she says now. This is Gina Carano on X exposing Disney using bot armies as well. She says, do you think this behavior, and she's reacting to the Bounding into Comics article over here. She says, do you think that this behavior of creating bots was exclusive to HBO Max, or that maybe other major studios do this as well? This is crazy. In 2016, Bob Iger said Disney was basically inches from buying Twitter, but pulled out of the deal at the last minute, saying they did a little bit more research and said this about Twitter users. We at that point estimated with some of Twitter's help that a substantial portion, not a majority, were not real. A lot of the conversations we're seeing on Twitter are bots that are, creating a manipulated version of the information landscape, because when people look and see people's conversations, they're influenced by it. There's studies that show that people are more influenced by the comments section in articles than they are by the article itself. They see, this authority figure from Time magazine writing something, then they look in the comments, and it's the comments that really influence how they perceive the article. So that's why CNN and all these big online news sources started getting rid of their comments sections maybe like 8 years ago, something around there. So they create a false perception of the information landscape to affect people. And it's the same thing when you start typing in a Google search, it shows you the suggested searches. Those also have a big influence on what you think other people are asking about, which influence what you think is relevant and the results you see.
Yeah, because these AI bots are not only there to influence people's thoughts, but what it also does is it literally creates a psychological profile of who you are, what your thoughts are. It could literally they could literally like put a tweet out and know through the last 2 or 3 years that you've been on X, they will actually be able to translate and coordinate how you're going to react to that thought. It's literally psychological profiling, bro. That's what it is. They're creating a psychological profile to where these programs and this AI basically knows you better than you know your damn self. And we all do it, right? Have you literally seen like a controversial comment or a controversial article, skipped right past the article or the comment, and then went right into the comments of underneath what the post was? And what you're looking for? You're looking for somebody you could fucking argue with. We have all done it. Am I lying, bro?
No,
we have all done it. It's almost it's like they program us to look for things that displeasure us. I had an interaction with the lady who was a truck driver. She didn't know that I was a truck driver. One thing that I don't like is when truck drivers post other truck drivers and they try to make themselves look better. So I made a comment about this. Long story short, you know what I mean? She had a crappy day. She had just found out her sister, her daughter is going to need a biopsy because 9 times out of 10 she has cancer, right? But I let her know that my brother, he's going to have a biopsy. I just found this out a few days ago because he has a mass that is building. What is that part that they say males should get checked after 35, 40? Good Lord. Anyways, he has to have a biopsy, and I told her, I understand that doesn't give you the right to call me out of my name or even know what I do for a profession to call me a lazy piece POS. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the road for the last 4 to 5 weeks trying to feed my family as a truck driver doing the same thing. But at the end of that conversation, you know what happened? I inboxed her and I told her, I inboxed her and I told her, out of respect for you and your daughter, I'm going to erase the response to your post. And I just want to let you know, Psalms 35, if you read Psalms 35 from 1 to 28, it's awesome and it really helps with protection and protecting your family and keeping a veil of the cover of blood from Jesus Christ over your family. And hopefully, you find the right treatment that your daughter needs. Now we've had interactions and we follow each other.
Nice.
That's what, you know what I'm saying? Like she apologized, I apologized. Now we're cool.
Yeah, I've had that happen too.
Right, bro. It's like that's what Twitter is. That's what Twitter is about. That's what America is about, bro. It's agreeing to disagree and coming together and say, you know what, we might not agree on this issue, but you're still a human being, and I got love for you.
And now without the bots, maybe that'll be a little bit more possible because bots are just programmed.
We could actually connect on a human being level. You know what I'm saying? It's not just somebody
connect with a bot. It will be combative by programming.
Exactly. All right, bro. My bad. Let's go.
Oh no. So Gina continues. What do you think that a substantial portion of fake users grew to from 2016 to before Elon Musk took over Twitter in 2022? How big did the bot armies get? Who were the bot armies created by, and to do what? Why buy Twitter and deal with that headache when you can create armies of bots and control the narrative for much, much less money and energy? So Gina's like, oh, Disney, almost bought Twitter. They realized that there's bot armies and they were like, well, we don't need to buy Twitter to do that. We can just
We'll
make
just
bot
buy
armies
the bot
ourselves.
armies.
So we'll save the money
Exactly.
from buying Twitter and we'll employ bot armies. It does your promoting for you without making it look like you're promoting yourself. Look, it's popular on all these accounts, strangely liked by a bunch of accounts with no names. It must be good. But what if it was used to do something much more sinister? These damn critical YouTubers have too many followers. They're gaining traction. Let's censor them on top of sending in the fake bot armies, just enough to get the yes men and useful idiots on board and rolling. That leads to firing a person who thinks differently because they can't control their voice. Need a reason to fire her? Get this hashtag trending. Say she said something anti-Semitic when she isn't at all. Twist her words, and hey, as long as it's in the headlines, no one will ask any questions. It just must be true. And this is what happened to her. I actually told them in an email and over the phone about these bot armies and how they start the negative narrative, and then the young kids would just join in, not realizing they're being
manipulated. Whoa, bro.
And then websites and small news jump on board to be cool with the kids, you know, like that Steve Buscemi meme where he's got the skateboard. Hello, fellow high schoolers, you know.
Right.
And before you know it, you're trending and the Hollywood media devours it. I told them I believed this was what was happening to me. So Gina tried to expose the bot armies, and obviously Disney knew about it, so they ignored her. She continues, a manipulated mob being used every day to spread propaganda to protect the most corrupt. They didn't need to buy Twitter. They just needed to buy the narrative. So why does everyone just laugh off the fact when the suits do something wrong? It's, oh, how silly of these little harmless suits. Instead of the suits being forced to grovel and correct the wrong, they do just like they demand so many others to. It's not like they don't know how to apologize. They wrote the playbook on fake apologies. You know, you start off the video with a sigh. You know, there's like a whole you know, method to the apology video.
Yeah, you know how it goes, dude.
Yeah, they've literally destroyed careers and livelihoods, and to get sympathy pieces written on them, while those whose lives got destroyed for just having an opinion that was before its time or made a mistake and hurt feelings get destroyed. And this is why, you know, the Daily Wire respected Gina after this all went down, and they worked with her to make Terror on the Prairie her first movie outside of Hollywood after she was kind of blacklisted by everybody. Man, that's why I'm writing her the lead role in my story too, as well. The Core Saga at the Core Saga on Twitter. Core Saga.
Hey, yeah. Gina, man, holla at us, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got the people that can get bro's book into a theater near you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she should just read it, because I think she'll be impressed, you know.
Awesome.
And if she wants it, she can have it.
You gotta figure out a way to get her contact information, bro, and just send her a copy and see.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to send her a copy. I think it's really good. You know, I'm not to toot my own horn, but it's my magnum opus. It's gonna be.
Come on, bro, you're a fucking genius. Stop it, okay?
It's gonna be
all
epic.
right. I've already self-proclaimed this on Twitter on X yesterday. Okay, no, stop it. You're a fucking genius. All right.
So Gina goes on. This action of bot armies is actually a much bigger offense than people are realizing. They don't understand the psychological effect it has. How many lives are ruined because of Twitter bots canceling them? In defamation lawsuits, she's getting serious now. You need to have evidence of intent to do harm. Defamation lawsuits are very tricky, especially when you're going up against someone with endless amounts of cash. How do you prove somebody's mindset that they intended to harm you, right? I would say sending in bot armies to go after people they don't agree with more than qualifies as intent to harm, and I believe a jury would agree. Is Gina getting prepared to launch some kind of lawsuit about bots intervening and manipulating the public opinion against her? A slander campaign orchestrated by a central, operation? Could get very interesting. Or if ex or current employees came forward with more
evidence. Boom. She's calling for the whistleblowers, people. Yeah, she's calling for them right now.
She may know of somebody who's coming out. I have a feeling like she's hinting at something she knows. She says, aren't you sick of the abuse of power? You could sell your soul and still not end up in the 1% that's benefit.
With benefit. Woo!
And who wants to be in the 1% anyway when it means betraying humanity and selling your soul?
Your soul.
Gina on fire. Don't pass the social credit score BS onto the next generation. Artists throughout history are at their best when they're not in lockstep. It's what we love about them. Independent creators, get busy and don't be compromised once you climb to the top. Artists at the top, take your leashes off. So Gina's on fire.
Gina fucking, hey, bro, she is a savage. That just got me overly excited. Holy shit.
We'll go
just
back
basically
later.
Spelled it out for you guys. Look,
dude,
aren't you? Hey, look, you could literally sell your soul and not end up being a part of the 1%. She telling you that these motherfuckers literally sell their souls to get in these positions of high places and power, bro. That is sick.
Yeah.
That is sick. Bro,
we'll go back and cover her comments on Twitter about Kathleen Kennedy, because she talks about how Kathleen Kennedy orchestrates all this chaos too. We'll talk about that later on.
Bro.
But this connects back to Mark Dice, which is pretty interesting. Let's jump back in here.
I used to like him.
WEISHAUPT, the founder of the Illuminati secret society back in the late 1700s, which, contrary to popular belief, is a historical fact. Founded in Bavaria, Germany, and then later spread throughout Europe and into the United States under the cover of the Skull and Bones Brotherhood.
And we showed the George Washington letter from Library of Congress showing how he was aware of the nefarious doctrines of the Illuminati and how they've been infiltrating Freemasonry Mason lodges in the U.S. So this is historical fact.
At Yale, he knew the power of controlling information 250 years ago. And in one of his letters, which were confiscated by the authorities back then once the Illuminati was discovered, he wrote, quote, "By establishing reading societies and subscription libraries and taking these under our direction and supplying them through our labors, we may turn the public mind which way we will." Meaning whatever way they want. Reading societies were like book clubs because obviously back then there was no television or radio. So people read books and often got together to drink and discuss politics and philosophy. In this particular letter, he went on to say that in like manner, they need to obtain influence in the military academies and in the printing houses, and take control of the printing presses, in the bookstores, and in short, any office that has any effect in forming or managing the mind of man. He and his fellow...
All right, let's just take a second here to put this in perspective, because we have the founder of the Illuminati, of the Bavarian Order of the Illuminati,
literally telling you.
Yeah, that this is what they do. They get their tendrils in media, and they use media to manipulate the public's perception of reality and to control and divert culture and you know, in any direction that they choose, basically. So, I mean, like, take a second to think about this for a second. They tell you the Illuminati doesn't exist. They tell you that Operation Mockingbird doesn't exist. They tell you that the media is not controlled by anybody. But this is the doctrines. This is the nefarious doctrines of the Illuminati that George Washington was talking about. Literally.
Exactly.
Like, this is it. We have it. These are Adam Weishaupt's quotes. You can't get any more real and legit than this.
Yeah.
So
they literally put it right in front of your face.
Yeah.
They literally put it right in front of your face. And this is how strong the mind control is. You could literally put it in somebody's face and tell them, hey, this is by the federal government. They say there is no proof at all of Trump interfering with the election, aka Russian disinformation. And these fucking idiots will still say, well, no, I don't believe that. That's how strong the mind control operation is right now by the intelligence agencies, bro. It's extremely strong, bro. People are more than indoctrinated. People are Manchurian candidates of thought and don't even know it.
Yeah, I think we actually played something about that yesterday or the day before or something.
Day before.
Managing the mind of man. He and his fellow Illuminists also understood how controlling newspapers could be used to smear their enemies. One correspondence reads, quote, "We get all the literary journals. We take care by well-timed pieces or articles to make the citizens and the princes a little more noticed for certain little
well-timed pieces. Well-timed pieces. That was the main factor in that statement. well-timed pieces, almost like when Kamala Harris came out and said, well, we should do like our Australian buddies. They did a pretty good job talking about taking your fucking AR-15s, and what happened the next day, a mass shooting in Vermont. All right, let's go. Let's keep on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
Certain little slips refers to anything they say or do that will not be looked at favorably by the public. And the Illuminati's well-timed pieces will be sure to inform people of this if they didn't like that person. So as you can see, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm Mark Dice, your trusted media analyst. And if you like my reports like this, then you really love reading my books because they're a lot more in-depth and hardcore than my videos. So order The True Story of Fake News or Hollywood Propaganda, How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture. Or if you dare, Inside the Illuminati, Evidence, Objectives, and Methods of Operation in paperback from Amazon.com. Or download the ebooks from any of the major ebook stores. And of course, there's a link to the Amazon listing in the description below. So
down in the description.
Awesome.
Go to Mark Dice. We're being manipulated in ways that most people can't even understand, can't imagine. Dude, Mark Dice is the man. His books are great. He's got a new book coming out next week on Tuesday, I believe. So jump in line, get that book on day one, and let's push Mark Dice up to #1 on Amazon to make sure that everybody hears about it. He has a habit of jumping up to #1 on Amazon. So I want to see it happen again. He deserves it. His books are primo. I've got a couple around here somewhere. Do you have any more time to jump into our next topic, or do you want to come back later on?
Yeah, bro. So I gotta do some things with the family today. So I actually need to start getting ready. I still gotta iron my clothes and get dressed.
Sounds good.
I should be back to the house no later than like 4:35, maybe 6. It'll be prime time. So if you guys want to come and join us and get another episode, but it's going to be our usual extended episode. I mean, if you guys have been following us since we've been doing this thing with 13 episodes, and you know we do at least an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours every episode. But we all have responsibilities, and my greatest responsibility is to my family. So with that being said, we will have an episode later this evening, and that's for sure. Because the last 2 times we were supposed to do episodes later on, we didn't. I was tired.
We just love to lie. That's what they're gonna say. They're just lying. They're lying about everything, about their topics.
Yeah. But we will definitely get another episode in. I feel like for as short as this episode was, this is a really good episode.
Yeah,
this is a really good episode.
We had get this out there, share it to everybody. Please. People need to understand how this really works.
Hey, Academic Stenham said, "Bro, Dre, this show is elite. People should tune in ASAP. You keep it real and keep up the great work, man. We really appreciate that. We just 2 guys from opposite sides of the country who were brought together on Lou Valentino's, part of the Lou tribe, most definitely. And man, we just made a deal with each other, man, and we just been rocking out really soon. We just been rocking out ever since. That's my brother on the other side of me right there.
Yeah, brother from another mother.
Most definitely. We talk all the time throughout the day, bro. That's definitely my brother right there. So we are extremely blessed to have been in a position to. Yeah, I think bro, it wasn't luck. It was fate.
I just felt compelled to call in that day. I was like, man, I gotta just call in, on Lou's show.
Most definitely, but yeah, we're gonna be back at y'all this evening. I promise you. The last 2 times we were supposed to do shows later, it was not bro's fault. It was my fault. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm tired. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take on that responsibility and let you guys know. Don't blame him. It was me. But I will be home in like a couple of hours, probably like 3 or 4 or 5 hours, somewhere around there. So
yeah. And Edward Hoskins says don't use Google anymore for searching, and I agree. There's a bunch of other places like startpage.com. I think DuckDuckGo may have started using Google's algorithm. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, definitely there's a lot of other places. Yandex, I don't know, that might be Chinese. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, because now now what I'm noticing is, and I wish I wouldn't have accepted it, but there was an update on Google and I accepted it. Like, this was about like 6 weeks ago. And ever since then, every time I type in something, there's a freaking generated AI answer below what I requested. And then it comes up with the pages of what you're looking for. And I'm like, bro, like when, and I realized that when I accepted the updates, you accepted the new generated AI answer. Bro, it's crazy.
Super crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
AI is gonna like infect our bodies somehow. Like it's gonna be like AI viruses, modulating
bro,
on demand.
we
Like,
are
who knows?
we are literally in the beginning stages of the real Matrix, bro.
Yeah,
We're not going to
sure.
be, people are not going to be able to determine what is real and what is a figment of imagination or what is AI generated pictures or videos. We're not going to be able to tell the difference.
Right. And I think that
Crazy.
they're rolling that out conveniently right before all of the Epstein Island, stuff kind of worms its way out into the public, so they can say, "Oh, that wasn't,
Oh, hold on.
like doing
Hold
that thing
on.
to a little
Hey,
kid over there. It
hey,
was an
hold on,
AI
bro.
video."
Hey, before we go, I have a video that I
Oh
seen
shit.
that talks about everyone that was on the Epstein Island list, and it is going to blow your damn
Tits off.
mind. Bro, this
Salty Cracker
is,
says.
hey, hold on. I have to find it. Give me a second. Give me a
I
second.
like that that
you
idiom
guys.
or that axiom that Salty Cracker says. When he says something's gonna blow your mind, he says it's gonna blow your tits off.
Bro.
Oh, this will blow your tits off. It cracks me up every time.
Bro, please let me find it. Please let me find it, bro.
Brave, Edward says, is a good.
Here goes. Okay, I found it. Okay, so let me share it. You guys, this is gonna blow your mind. Like, this is gonna blow your mind. I'm disappointed that Phil Collins was on this fucking episode. That he was on the list. I'm really disappointed. I love, like, "In the Air" is one of the most classic songs. But here, is it Sharon?
Naomi Campbell, Christy.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
All
right. So look.
Turn up the volume a bit.
Confirmed by multiple
Oh,
sources.
it's all good.
George Mitchell, Alex Baldwin, Ralph Fiennes, George Hamilton.
Hold on, let me start over. If you guys didn't catch it,
Liz Hurley, Laura,
from the beginning.
The people that were on Epstein Island, confirmed by multiple sources.
Bill Gates, Obama, Clinton,
Alex Baldwin, Ralph Fiennes, George Hamilton, Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Spacey, Liz Hurley, Laura Hutton, Janice Dixon, Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington, Henry Kissinger, which may be one of the most evil men on the world.
He is. Yeah.
Joan Rivers, Courtney Love, Mick Jagger, Courtney Guest, Phil Collins, Simon LeBon, Charlie Rose of PBS, Richard Branson, Candace Bushel, Tom Ford.
Everybody talking about
Vera
Tom Ford
Wang,
clothing. Vera Wang.
Nadia Byerlin,
Nadia
Cole
Byerlin.
Stark, and here's some more. Seth Green,
Ugh.
James Gunn, Dan Schneider, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Stephen Colbert.
Shocker. Whoa, never would have guessed that.
Kathy Griffin, Oprah Winfrey, Sean Carter, Beyonce Knowles, Anthony Kiedis, John Legend, Christy Teigen, Jim Carrey, Steven Tyler, Ben Affleck, Stephen Collins, Will Ferrell, Eminem, Jeffrey Jones, Victor Salva,
Wow.
Mark Rector,
M.
Charlie Sheen, Tyler Grasham,
Hate Eminem.
Madonna, Catherine Hudson, Gwen Stefani, Stefani Germota, James Franco, Will Smith. Oh, has Will Smith been in the news lately? Justin Rowland, John Cusack.
That's Rick and
Anderson
Morty,
Cooper,
Justin
Demi
Roiland.
Moore, Brian Affleck, Meryl Streep, Wanda Sykes,
Meryl Streep?
Chelsea Handler.
Oh, that's
Michelle
she's
Wolf,
one of the worst, dude.
Pharrell Williams, Quentin Tarantino, Robert Downey Jr. They are petrified of that list and what those films getting out. They have all the videos of all those people in there.
Really?
Yep.
That's the
It's
operation.
gonna get ugly. They're in panic mode.
So are they going to release those videos, or what do they do with them?
I'm told that, well, it's looking like they're holding it back, that one person has control of that, but I am told other people have them and are going to release them at the right time. So we shall see.
So you said Ralph Finesse. I just want to clarify that was not Ralph Finesse. That was Rafe Fiennes, an actor. He played Voldemort in Harry Potter, for instance.
Yo, all I gotta say is stop fucking playing with us, bro. Ain't nobody putting out this type of content out there. Period. Period. If you're not tuned in, if you're not liking the channel, if you're not subscribing, what the fuck are you doing? I don't get it.
Oak Tarleton's, fuck you. If you've never seen it, that might make a little sense.
Yes, yeah, bro. We just cover a wide variety of issues, and I feel like it's a small channel, but one of the best out there. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we're doing some good stuff. We're at _Common Censored on Twitter. Find us on Rumble, Common Censored, YouTube. Our channel is Truckfit LLC, Truckfit Dre. I can't remember the exact words of it.
But that's going to get changed pretty soon. But yeah, you can find it TRUKFYT. Yeah, but it's going to get changed. I need to change all of that stuff just to make it.
Unify our social media.
Censored.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah,
Ron Paul 2024, just in case you forgot, and then Ron Paul 2028, and after that, Ron Paul 2032 and 36.
Bro, it's something.
Ron Paul
He's going to transfer his consciousness into another body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If that happens, we got to give it to Ron Paul first. He gets it first. Okay.
Most definitely. Yeah, man. We love y'all, man, and we'll see y'all this evening. Most definitely.
Drain the swamp, and good afternoon. We will talk to you guys later on, and yeah, go have some fun with the fam. Avoid the GMOs in the meantime, and we'll talk to you guys
Farmers
soon.
Market.
Yeah. All right, later, everybody.
Peace.